This is the R&W, two pretty new lines when it comes to game updates. And unlike the AC and H, the R&W story is much more original. It's kind of a hodgepodge, but there's much less stuff here that was taken from real life. So hopefully this will be just as enjoyable as the last. So without further ado, this is my lore for the R&W, named Rlore.txt. It is 1910, and a rapid L line called Canon Rapid Transit, CRT, basic name I know, made an extension to one of its old main lines running adjacent to Whitestone Avenue, down to the River Fay on Lockhart Street. It was called the Whitestone Branch. 10 years later, on March 15, 1920, the WPT, West Patag Potato Transit, made it an elevated line on Whitestone Avenue to compete with the CRT, running a similar route but to 86th Street. This eventually works as the CRT's Whitestone branch was closed in 1925. The service on the L is not given a proper designation at this time, only referred to as a shuttle. On February 1st, 1929, the Madison Avenue line, also owned by the WPT, had an extension from 16th Street to 53rd Street. To coincide with this, the Whitestone L was extended down to Potatoburg, connecting to Madison Avenue at 39th Street. The service on Whitestone was also extended to Myrtle Avenue and called the Double R. A year later, Van Dyne Avenue also opened to bridge the gap between Cataland and 39th Street. Decades later, the Baltic Line of West Patag opens on January 1st, 1975. Originally a stop on Congress Avenue, the line split from Caligon at Georgian Avenue along the Baltic Expressway to Vanderbilt Ferry. Double R trains are extended to the new line. A supplementary line is also added to fill in the role at Myrtle Avenue, called the W. It went express from Myrtle to 86th Street. However, it ran rush hours only. Not only 3 years later, though, a fire on the Baltic Line occurs. While nobody was killed, the line was heavily damaged and required repairs until 1983. Double R trains terminated at Congress Avenue during this time. In the late 80s, the W was made to run weekdays only due to an increase in traffic on Madison Avenue. On January 5th, 1993, Lock Avenue was closed due to low ridership. In 2013, Van Dyne Avenue was renovated, now being much wider, and while not canon, 86th Street is closed right now due to renovation. And that's the end of the R&W's lore. Like I said, this is a bit more original, though a bit shorter, and actually had to go through a bit of a rewrite. I prefer this one over the first version, but if you want to see for yourself, the original version will be put at the end of the video after the end screen. No voiceover this time, just gonna be a lot of text. So with that said, I'm Abi, sometimes called Awares, and thank you for watching.